Good morning. I'm so grateful to be back here once more again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So one of the blessings of being part of this amazing community is that we get to come together and hear the words from different speakers. Now, some of the words that we often don't hear of are from our greatest wisdom teachers, and they happen to be our children. And some of my favorite words that they share are the following. I am going to Disney World. I am going to Disney World. Yes, I am going to Disney World. And the reason I love those words is because they're imbued with power, with love, with joy, with wonder, with authority. And the list goes on and on and on and on. These words are imbued with power at the point of them because they are the power. We are the power. And in this space, we usually refer to it as our higher consciousness, which is, those are great words to know here, but I want to know it here. Do you guys want to know it here? So that higher consciousness, in much more simpler terms, is the power of wonder. The power of wonder. The ability to receive insight, but also the ability to explore, to innovate the unlimited divine ideas present right here and right now, in this moment. Wow. When children share these words with their friends, they are multiplying these words in their heart, with feeling, with thought, with images, that it seems like they're already in Disney World without even stepping in Disney World, right? They're already thinking about what rides they're going to go on, who they're going to meet, what they're going to eat. So much that these images, words, feelings, and thoughts become vivid in their heart. So when they actually step into Disney World, they are matching the world they created as the point of power to the physical world. So this connection is what we refer to oneness, also known as the power of wonder. The power of wonder. Why the power of wonder? Because that's the power within each and every one of us. And that allows us to be present and to explore the unlimited ideas at the point of us. Imagine if we can show up like that more in life. So you're probably wondering, like what? Well, the attitude that our children embody is, I am available. I am available as a point of power to experience love, joy, wonder, and those unlimited divine ideas at the point of me. So if that is their attitude, can we just imagine what their intention is? Well, their intention is, I am willing to explore that power at the point of me. I am willing to explore that power when I go on that ride, when I go on that ride, when I go on that ride, and when I talk to that person, when I talk to my little friends, when I talk to my little family. That is the power we're exploring. So what if we can show up with that intention and with that attitude, not only in those good moments in our life, but those uncomfortable moments in our life, right? Like that crucial conversation, or that challenging relationship, or that challenging moment in our life. What if we can see that there's nothing to be fixed out here, there's something to be explored right here. So it's exploring what we are in that situation, that relationship, that circumstance. What if we could do more of that? Imagine, how would we show up to life? Maybe with a little bit more hope, more compassion, more connection. And the reason why this is important for all of us is because there would be less destruction, less devastation, less separation, and more innovation, exploration, and connection. Which brings us to today's topic, beyond words. So within our topic today, we're going to share two main points. One, how can we explore beyond words? And how can we express beyond words? Well, to dive into that first step, how can we explore beyond words? Instead of telling you, we're going to demonstrate it together. Because I believe in practical spirituality. And we come here as a community to practice practical spirituality. So it's not just a message we hear, words that we hear, but a message that we carry on into our lives. So the following words are words that are also shared by children. And here's where I need your help. There are 3 jokes, so feel free to chime in and give your feedback to those jokes. So before we do that, let's just take a nice deep breath to center ourselves as that power of wonder. I am available, and I am willing to explore. So here are the 3 jokes. So what did one wall say to the other wall? I'll meet you at the corner. Very good. Can we hear for the children within that are present here? Here's the second one. What part of the car is the laziest? Okay. I heard something in the back. What was that? Okay. No. The wheels, because they're always so tired. And the last one, why did the math book look so sad? Why did the math book look so sad? It was out. What's that? Very good. Because it had so many problems. Okay? So now let's. Good. So now let's pause and look beyond the words. Look around the room and look what the impact beyond the words. So maybe as you look around the room, you see a glimpse of joy. You see a glimpse of love. Or maybe another divine idea that you connect to. But that connection that you felt either with somebody else or with yourself is the power of wonder. It's being in that present moment where you have the attitude of, I am available and I am willing. Can we affirm that together? I am available and I am willing. Beautiful. So now you're probably thinking, well, that's awesome to have that attitude and intention when our lives are going smooth or when we like somebody. But what do we do in those uncomfortable moments in our life when you don't like somebody or you're going through a rough patch? Or when you get a nasty email, right? Or you hear something on the news. So here's a perfect personal example that I have. One of my siblings, many years ago, decided to write an email to all of her family members. And in that email, she wrote the following words. You need, in bold letters, need to be saved by God or you're going to hell. That laughter is not the reaction my family felt. You can just imagine the kinds of reactions that we got through the email. And I was one of them. I was very reactive. I was on my laptop and I was typing every expletive that I can think of. But at that same time, I started to go to this spiritual center, very much like this one, and they said, listen, if you need to let go of something, meditate. Well, let me tell you, when you're that angry and you're doing expletives on your laptop, it's hard to meditate and sit still, right? So I decided, okay, I can't meditate. So I went for a long, exhausting run around Central Park. That by the time I got back to the computer, I was exhausted from the run. And I sat there in stillness, and I went into the silence because I was exhausted. And then after the silence, I was able to receive insight, which is the power of wonder, which allowed me to reveal the unlimited possibilities at the point of me. So instead of looking at the words my sibling wrote, I decided, through the insight I received, to look at the intention. Why was she emailing her family members? And what I came up with was she wanted to connect. She wanted to share something that was important to her in her own way that would change our lives for the better. And the last is that she really cares about her family. She cares about her family. Wow. So here I was, one moment, ready to strangle her, right? And here's the other moment where I have compassion for her. So instead of looking at the words, I looked at the intention. To connect, I'm important, she cares about me. So I deleted everything I had written, and I wrote the following words. Thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. And when I shared those words, it revealed what Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, defines as words. Charles Fillmore defines word as a vehicle that brings forward our ideas into manifestation. So they're vehicles in which they bring ideas into manifestation. So what we're manifesting is not words. What we're manifesting is the consciousness in the words, the energy, the intention, the attitude. So to bring that first point to close, that first point, how can we explore beyond our words, is to look at the intention, both of the listener and the speaker, the writer and the reader. So that leads us to our next point. How can we express or create beyond our words? So usually, words carry on so much baggage because of the beliefs, the ideas that we have given these words. So they trigger us to feel a certain way, to think a certain way. And I'm going to start with an easy trigger word. And these trigger words can be either joyful or not joyful. So this trigger word is ice cream. Right? I heard a woohoo back there. Yeah. So if ice cream is a trigger word, it triggers joy for some, summertime for others, family for others. And if you're coming out of a 3-day fast like myself, it is heaven, right? However, someone who's lactose intolerant, right, is not heaven. It's probably the opposite. So it's okay for us to have preferences. However, if we imbue our words with a lot of uneasiness, a lot of hate. For example, if I decide that I hate everyone who has ice cream because I can't eat it, or I hate going to ice cream stores because I can't eat it, then your attitude and intention is hate. However, a more broader way of looking at that is to utilize I am available to use unlimited ideas to define that word, and I'm willing to explore a new way of looking at that word, ice cream. So maybe instead I can think about, well, I know ice cream brings joy to a lot of people, and I am a champion of joy. So I love ice cream because it brings joy to a lot of people. At the same time, I just can't have it. So here I am, I'm being compassion to myself, but also to others. And my attitude in life is compassion rather than hate. So it's okay not to have preferences, or to have preferences. So the next story is a story that I'm going to read that goes along with this point. A blind man sat on the steps of a building with a hat by his feet. He held up a sign in which said, "I am blind. Please help." There were only a few coins in the hat. A woman was walking by. She took a few coins from her pocket and dropped them into the hat. She paused and looked beyond the words. She then took the sign and wrote different words on the other side. She put the sign back so that everyone can see it, and soon the hat began to fill up with coins. It was overflowing with coins. So the woman decides to go back and check up on the man. And she checks up on the man, and the blind man recognizes her footsteps and then asks, "Are you the woman who changed the sign? What did you write on the sign?" And she said, "I only wrote the truth. I wrote what you said, but in a different way." So what she had written was, "Today is a beautiful day, and I cannot see it." Good. So that awe is the heart. It's the love, the joy, the wonder present at the point of view. So to summarize that second point, how can we express beyond our words is to broaden our perspective, change the meaning that we give our words. And if there's anything that you need to remember today, is to recognize that you are the point of power with the ability to express that power of wonder in your attitude and in your intention. So the next time you see a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable, try to look at that situation differently. Maybe taking a walk with your dog or going to your garden. Whatever is going to bring you a sense of peace. So when you come back to that situation or conversation, you could see it differently. And then see it from a child's point of view. I am available and I am willing. And to close, I want to close with what we started with, which were my favorite words. So I invite us to just take a nice deep breath, center yourselves as that power of wonder, and then bring your hands up so I can see them. Great. And then bring them close to your ears and look at your neighbor and say, "I am going to Disney World." Thank you.